welcome back to Fit as a Fanny. I'm Gemma.
And I'm Sam.
And today we're going to talk you through all things menopause, perimenopause. So we did menstrual cycle last time, so we're all very well aware of what the actual cycle looks like. And then essentially, perimenopause, menopause, that starts going a little bit tits up.
A little bit. But menopause is actually only one day.
What?
Yeah. So you perimenopause until you hit the menopause, and that's when your periods completely stop, and that's the menopause. It's one day.
Oh God, yeah.
Whereas perimenopause can last
be
for
years. God knows how long.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So essentially, we have, as women, so where men have an unlimited amount of swimmers because they constantly keep making them, and that's why, 90-year-olds can still have children or whatever. Women, we have a select number of follicles, essentially, that can be turned, a select number of eggs.
That you're born with.
That you're born with.
And once you've run out, you run out.
And fun fact, so right, let's say you got pregnant now with a girl, that girl would then have the eggs for the next grandchild, your grandchild in her.
I'd be pregnant with a girl, and I'd also have the eggs for the grandchild inside me all the same time. Ooh, that's a bit mad.
It's weird, isn't it?
I hadn't thought about it like
so
that.
So actually, like, our nan would have had us.
No, she'd have had you.
Me. Oh yeah, she would have had me.
My other nan.
Your other nan would have had you in her.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyways, we digress once again. So you have a finite number of eggs, essentially. Once they're gone, they're gone. Once they're used up, they're used up. And as we age, essentially what happens is, everything ages. So everything starts to get a little bit worn out. And that's essentially what happens with your ovaries. They start to get a little bit worn out. They start to produce less of the hormones that are required to initiate ovulation, to initiate the menstrual cycle. So with that comes all of the side effects of it as well. Which, if you are perimenopausal or menopausal, you will know all of these anyway. You start to get tired, you can get hot flashes, your joints become sore, your metabolism slows down, we can put on a little bit of extra fat and things like that. And the reason for that is because of your hormones.
Or lack of.
So essentially, your ovaries stop producing the hormones that they need, but they don't do it like that.
No.
They do it in a roller coaster effect. And
it's not like a nice downward decline.
No,
it's up and down.
It's up and down. And that's why the perimenopause is often more difficult than the men. I mean, we're speaking as people that have not been through it yet, luckily, but the perimenopause, because with stuff like HRT for the menopause, they can show that your hormones have stopped and replace them.
Yeah.
Whereas with the perimenopause, one day your hormones might be up here and the next day they might be down here.
Yeah.
So on this day you've got X amount of symptoms, and on this day you've got Y amount of symptoms, and you can't replenish that knowing where the hormones are at, because we don't know where they're at on a day-to-day basis.
HRT would be a one set dose. So if you were up here, you'd be over giving yourself that hormone. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's just estrogen isn't released properly from the ovaries. Essentially, your follicle stimulating hormone goes up, but it's not activating anything. Because there's nothing there to activate. You've got less follicles. So your estrogen goes down, and as a result of that, your progesterone goes down. There's a feedback loop, so it can, and estrogen enters your hypothalamus in the brain, which is a temperature gauge.
Yes.
So that is why you get the hot flashes. Exactly. So that is why it's a feedback loop. What essentially happens is estrogen rises in your body. It tells your hypothalamus that, I'm getting a bit warm. Your hypothalamus goes, I'm going to cool you down, so I'm going to make you sweat. Yeah? That doesn't happen effectively. That doesn't happen properly. That doesn't happen correctly. That spikes, that drops, that spikes, that drops. So you get those surges of
hot. An erratic driver on the M6.
Yeah.
In and out of cars.
I like that analogy? So your body is being an erratic driver with hormones.
There we are.
That's what's happening.
The hormone is the car.
The hormone is the car, and it's just being all over the place. So that's why you get those hot flashes. But essentially what else happens is you get decreased muscle mass because your body doesn't utilize proteins as well. Your body.
Well, not only does estrogen and progesterone drop, your testosterone levels have. So women also have a testosterone level. We produce testosterone because we've got muscles. We've got a muscle mass, right? It's obviously a lot less than men, but we also produce testosterone. Testosterone. Oh my god, testosterone. Testosterone. So not only are our female hormones, estrogen and progesterone dropping, but so's testosterone.
Yeah. Which results in lower muscle mass, which then results in a lower metabolism. Your muscle mass helps to speed up your metabolism. Muscles require more energy than, say, fat does.
Yeah.
So, a pound of muscle to keep going is going to require much more energy than a pound of fat to keep going. Also, a pound of muscle takes up less space than a pound of fat. So that's why, we often say to our clients, it's not necessarily about the numbers on the scales, it's about how you feel in your size. You can weigh more, but be a lot firmer, a lot tighter, a lot smaller.
And that's because you've actually built muscle.
Exactly.
So, I hate this word, but
toned. It's that toning.
I want a toned figure. Okay, so you want to build muscle. No, I want to be toned. Yes, you want to build muscle.
Toned means build muscle. But that process stops, or it doesn't stop, that process slows down because your hormones are impacted. So your metabolism slows down, so you store fat a little bit more. Okay? So
your body essentially goes into this sort of fight or flight
Yeah.
state. So because your metabolism has slowed down, it's like, oh my god, I don't actually know when I'm gonna be able to get this food source, or I'm gonna need this to keep me warm for winter, or whatever it is. So then it starts to store it.
Exactly.
Fight or flight.
We store it. So that's why a lot of women come to us saying with the mid section growth. So with that, what you want to be doing is weight training.
100, and not only from a weight loss or fat loss, point of view, but from a moving into your older, later life.
Yeah.
Being able to get up and out of a chair.
Yeah.
Being able to carry shopping bags from the supermarket to your car.
Yeah.
For being able to pick up heavy parcels that have been left down the side of the house.
Yeah.
When, Amazon or whoever come and dropped it off. For being able to get down to the floor playing with grandkids or future grandkids, okay? Like, not only from a fat loss point of view, but from a functionality point of view.
100%. It's all about that weight training for life. Yes, it's going to help you, to maintain a figure that you potentially want to maintain, especially in the perimenopausal in the perimenopausal period.
I wondered what you were going to say.
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say perimortem, and I thought, oh.
I don't know. I think I was going with Perinase, if I'm honest.
Perinase,
yeah,
Perinase
yeah, exactly.
That's because we were talking about
Because we were talking about Nando's before in the gap. So in the perimenopausal period, that can happen from 40. It can happen. Some people suffer with it a lot earlier, but it can happen from 40, and it could last up until you're 55, 60. So in that period, you are not necessarily going to want to accept that your body is changing. So you may want to maintain your body shape, and the way to do that is weight training. But then you are also setting yourself up for when you have hit that menopausal period, when you are later on in life, to be able to still be independent, to have the strength to do the things that you need to be doing.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens is, so like we said before, all of your hormones impact all of your other hormones.
Yeah.
So a lack of estrogen, a lack of progesterone, a reduced amount of testosterone will then all feed back to places like your hypothalamus, meaning that you can't regulate your temperature properly, meaning that you can't regulate your sleep properly, meaning that you can't regulate all these other things properly. So your sleep is going to be impacted. You get hot flushes in the night because you can't regulate your core body temperature at night. So once again, you want to be prioritizing that sleep